sand would have been wet, because there is no other way to moisten sand other than the means of a biblical flood. It couldn't possibly be that the Grand Canyon area was once different and had an inland sea, and that the rocks were not yet formed. These footprints, therefore, could not have been made 270 million years ago. It must have only happened 6,000 years ago. Oh, and they walked here really quickly after they got off the ark from Turkey, because, all life that walked on the land was wiped out, except that those that Noah saved in the ark. So it all seems completely reasonable now, doesn't it? I mean, who really needs science anyways? Number 6. American cheetah bones. During the last ice age, the Grand Canyon was stuffed full of creatures. The area was relatively mild in the weather department, and as such, there was a lush green area that was full of plant life in order to attract the herbivores. And what with all the herbivores wandering about there were also plenty of predators on the lookout for their next meal as well. One such predatory species was the now extinct American cheetah. These big cats actually went extinct at the end of the Pleistocene era. A discovery in the caves of the Grand Canyon was made by scientists who had been revisiting some bones that had previously been labeled as belonging to mountain lions. It turned out that these bones were actually those of American cheetah, and rather than them having expired in the caves, it seems they likely met their maker elsewhere, and their old bones were dragged into the caves by other animals who had scavenged them. How nice. Number 5. Vishnu Temple. This is a 7,533-foot elevation summit in Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona, named somewhat incongruously for the Hindu deity Vishnu, the redeemer of the universe. It was given its moniker by a man named Clarence Dutton in 1880. This was the beginning of the naming of mountains in the Grand Canyon after mythological gods, and the mountain was named thus, as Dutton said that he thought it looked like the shape of a pagoda. It still seems incongruous, but alright. The summit is made of the Permian Coconino sandstone that we've already seen in a bunch today, and Kebab limestone caprock. Depending on how you look at it, it could appear like a natural pyramid or perhaps even a pagoda, if you especially wanted it to be. But what do you think? What do you reckon a good name for this would have been? Go on and let me know your opinions in the comment section down below, if you will. Number 4. The Coconino Sandstone. Well, it's turned up repeatedly in one way or another throughout today's list, so let's give this rock its very own section, shall we? The Coconino Sandstone is the formation of rock that is named after Coconino County in Arizona, which is where it's situated. The geological formation actually spreads all the way from the Colorado Plateau across Arizona, the northwestern Colorado, and Utah and Nevada. This type of rock can be seen vividly inside the Grand Canyon, where it appears as a white cliff-forming layer in the rock. It can vary in thickness throughout the area because of other variations in the features of the geology. For example, it appears at only 65 feet thick at the western part of the Grand Canyon, but it is as deep as 600 feet in thickness in the middle portion of the canyon, and then it thins out again in the east to just 57 feet in thickness. The rock is comprised of fine sand made from quartz grains and a small amount of potassium and feldspar. This type of rock began formation around 275 million years ago, and it's one of the ways that geological and natural history of the Grand Canyon has been most readily viewed. The rock has preserved many structural features like fossil tracks, as we have seen already, and ripple marks, as well as rain patches and sand dune deposits. Who knew that a lump of big old rock could be so very interesting? Number 3. Grand Canyon vandalism. Why in the world would anyone want to go around vandalizing a national treasure? Well, that's beyond me. But wherever you go, there are always idiots, and for some reason, many of them seem to be incapable of controlling themselves. These two numpties were caught on camera when they decided that they should write on the sacred rocks of Moran Point at the edge of the viewpoint across the canyon. Perhaps they misread the name and thought that it was an invitation for morons to go ahead and do their thing. In fact, Moran Point was named after Thomas Moran, an artist who painted landscapes of the western United States back in the 1800s. But anyways, these two idiots were soon to be the subject of a news report in which they were accused of facing a national monument, and they became the figureheads of stupidity. Their mothers must be so proud of them. Number 2. The Mogollon Monster. Bigfoot or Sasquatch is a legendary and incredibly shy sort of creature that is said to inhabit remote wilderness areas, mostly in North America. Bigfoot is described as a large ape-like being, and for some reason, this creature has caught the imaginations of people for centuries. Numerous alleged sightings, footprints, and blurry photographs, and they're always blurry, even now with all the HD stuff we have fueled the ongoing debate about its existence. While mainstream science dismisses the creature as a product of folklore and misidentifications, believers argue that the vast unexplored wilderness provides ample hiding places for such a creature, which is a reasonably compelling argument. However, people have dedicated their lives to searching for Bigfoot, and still the myth remains. Well, simply a myth. It could be that this is the shyest animal ever, or, I hate to disappoint you, it could be all a load of old cobblers. But go ahead and have all your opinions about Bigfoot and this grainy, fuzzy imagery, if you will. This is the Mogollon Monster, also known as the Arizona Bigfoot. It is said to be over 7 feet tall and reported to have red eyes and be covered in long black or reddish-brown hair, and is said to be very, very smelly indeed. The Arizona Bigfoot has been reportedly seen all along the Mogollon Rim, hence where the moniker of the creature comes from. Number 1. Archaeological sites. The Grand Canyon is a place that is home to masses upon masses of history. It's not only the place of hugely significant geological discoveries, but it is also the location of many an archaeological site that gives historians insight into human history that existed in the area. One such excavation began back in 2008 when archaeologists began to dig at 2 sites that were located along the Colorado River. Over the course of 3 years, they then uncovered masses of evidence of human habitation along the Colorado River corridor in the Grand Canyon. In fact, they found evidence that would suggest that the area had been inhabited by as many as 6 different and very distinct groups of people over the span of 3,500 years. The canyon continues to reveal more about our own human history, as well as the bigger histories of the natural world around us. It is a unique place that can teach us so many things about the vast and incredible life on our planet. That's all from our expedition into the Grand Canyon for today, along with its many mysteries. Which of these incredible discoveries interests you the most? And have you ever been to the Grand Canyon? Go ahead and share all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Be sure to check out all of the other cool things that are showing up on the screen, and I will see you next time.
Buried in the jungles of Central America, the pyramids of the ancient Maya sat abandoned for centuries. Now, evidence is painting a clearer picture of the sophisticated civilization that produced complex cities, art, and writing. From above,
You can tell the computer, get rid of all the junk.
from below,
You can develop a climatic record for thousands and thousands of years.
from the bones,
It tells us when these individuals lived, what people ate.
and revealing a great Maya metropolis.
The 7th largest city in the world.
So it's a perfect plan city. And yet, over 1,000 years ago, the Maya left most of these great cities. Why? From a civilization governed by divine rulers
Only this dynasty can have contact with Maya deities.
comes a message from the past.
It is the Maya now relating to us many of the events during one of the most critical periods of their history.
Of a world in transition,
They're upping the ante. They're really beseeching their gods.
and a story of the resilient people who have survived and thrived.
The Maya are still here.
Ancient Maya Metropolis, right now on Nova. factory floor to the front office. Learn more at Carlisle.com. For over 1,000 years, hundreds of cities lay covered in the forests of Central America, remnants of the ancient Maya civilization.
The ancient Maya were one of the most amazing civilizations in the Americas. They developed this civilization in the
The Maya built towering pyramids and elaborate temples over the course of 2,000 years. Cities expanded across Mesoamerica. Their culture had advanced mathematics, agriculture, and astronomy.
They had very intimate knowledge of stars and the movement of the celestial bodies. They were also great farmers and geoengineers.
The Maya built, some